Will another alliance with his old foe Tombstone give Spider-Man the edge he needs in stopping the New York gang war, or will this deal with the devil only bite him in the ass? Well, let's hop into the pages of Amazing Spider-Man issue number 40. A continuation of the gang war event and find out what happens next, shall we? Alrighty then, so as we join the issue, we check in with another major player in the ongoing gang war who is just about to enter the fray. Of course, I'm talking about Richard Fisk, aka the estranged son of Wilson Fisk the Kingpin, and aka the costumed gang lord known as the Rose. The Rose is super pissed off at both Tombstone and Spider-Man for beating him all the way back in the first volume of this Zeb Wells series. And he says he plans to use the chaos of the gang war to take out his most hated foes once and for all. But more on that in a minute. From there we transition on over to another theater in the gang war as we are reintroduced to fan favorites, the tracksuit Draculas. Oh bro, I love these guys, bro. Business just picked up in this book, bro. The tracksuits are punching well above their weight class this time around, choosing to make war on Mr. Negative's inner demons. Unfortunately for them, though, it's not the demons they have to contend with, it's Tombstone. Lonnie makes a great joke about the tracksuits being underdressed for this occasion before saying that they haven't got the memo about his brand new treaty. Oh, not with the other gangs, he's talking about a treaty with the superheroes. It's after that Spider-Man comes swooping on in and him and Tombstone take turns beating the ever-loving crap out of the tracksuits while also having a very fun, pithy, back and forth good cop, bad cop routine going on. Wherein Spider-Man complains that Tombstone is stealing his jokes now, and if Spider-Man's not allowed to be funny, what does he actually have anymore? And oh my god, I never thought I would say it, but is this actually good? Am I being entertained right now? This must be some kind of Christmas miracle. Tombstone, being a gang boss himself, is actually able to offer a ton of really great insight into the ongoing battle. Basically, they can't get involved in every fight, lest they spread themselves too thin. Luckily, Lonnie knows all the players in this game better than they know themselves and where they're going to strike. Because of that, he says that him and Spider-Man need to hunker down and get ready for Fisk to come for him, as he almost certainly will. It's after that we check on in with Tombstone's daughter, Janice Lincoln the Beetle, who is actually making great strides in the gang war, managing to steal all sorts of territory from the other bosses thanks to the aid of her friends in the Sinister Syndicate. Unfortunately, Diamondback is still a major holdout right now, but he's going to have to deal with a much more sinister version of Beetle, as to match her new character development, she's decided to change her costume to show she means business, and oh my god, this costume absolutely sucks. It's just darker and has a bunch of unnecessary spikes on it, you know, like a Beetle does. Seriously, this costume is 100% worse than her old one, but I think the thing that really sticks in my craw the most is, why does that thing have human teeth on it? She's a beetle doesn't have human teeth. Okay, you know what? False alarm, everyone. The book is bad again. I'm sorry I got your hopes up. Christmas is canceled. Now, while that's going on, Tombstone, Spider-Man, and their third wheel She-Hulk decide to go over their next plan of attack. And you know what? Again, to the book's credit, they actually do a great job with Tombstone's characterization. He says that win or lose, this is going to be his last ride as a criminal, because working with heroes is basically tantamount to turning state's evidence, and he'll never be able to go back to his old life, but he's willing to throw it all away if it means saving his beloved daughter from a life of full-on super criminality and not just the regular old fun anti-heroics that she normally gets up to. Also, I like it very much that Spider-Man turns down Lonnie's expensive booze, but Jen is totally in there and even admits, this is a delicious flavor of fine vintage. What, I'm a Hulk, I can drink on the job, I've got gamma going through my veins, that's worse than any alcohol. Now what about Madame Mask? Isn't she technically the real bad guy at the center of all of this? Well, she is, and in fact she does a good job managing to assert her dominance over the Magia by revealing that not only did she defeat Hammerhead, but yes, she was also the mystery figure who took out her father, Count Nefario, and Silvermane. And you know what? Again, I never thought I would say this, but I actually kind of enjoy this reveal a lot because it draws a nice comparison between Madame Mask and Janice, as they're both struggling to get out of the shadows of their famous fathers. And oh my god, did I just compliment Amazing Spider-Man twice in one video? I think my nose is bleeding, everyone. The finale is actually a really clever two-pronged affair. We see Janice as the Beetle raid Diamondback's safe house, only to realize that him and his henchmen have already been defeated by Richard Fisk the Rose, though that begs the question, if the Rose and his guys are here, then who was Tombstone talking about that was coming to get him? Well, as the comic comes to an end, we see that it was definitely Fisk, but it was actually Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin, who is back in New York City once again and better than ever as the White King of the Hellfire Hellfire Club, who now it seems is re-entering the gang war himself, complete with his returning mutant wife, Typhoid Mary, as well as a whole army of the Hellfire Gala's trademark henchmen. And so that was Amazing Spider-Man issue number 40, and I can't believe these words are about to leave my mouth right now, considering how I've normally been receiving this book, but you know what? I actually liked this issue. I mean, don't get me wrong, what's been wrong with the Zeb Wells era of Spider-Man, and honestly the last several eras, if we're gonna be honest, is still pretty apparent here, and that is that Peter is a background ride-along character in the story. And all the best, most interesting stuff and character development happens to everyone else around him, but at least in this issue, Peter was actually kind of a little self-aware and was having fun with it all. And honestly, at this point, I'll take it. Janice's new suit sucks, but her turn to the darker side actually makes a lot more sense in this issue, especially because it's about Tombstone trying to save his daughter from becoming him and going down the same paths he did. Kingpin's return also has me really interested too, because one of the big inciting incidents behind the whole gang war is Fisk's anti-superhero laws that he passed during his time of mayor, and it looks like they're finally about to undo it here in this story. So to have Kingpin maybe swoop on in and re-establish himself as the #1 criminal in New York when the dust settles is just deeply ironic to me. Also, hey, A+ for actually respecting everything that Kingpin has been doing over in the X-Men family of books and actually having him roll up here as the White King with the Hellfire Club's resources at his back. They didn't have to do that. He could have just had a bunch of generic-ass henchmen, but you know what? They actually paid attention to detail, and I think this story is stronger for it. Now, will the book in this story actually be able to capitalize on all this newfound momentum and actually hit the ground running and end in a satisfying way? History has told me not to hold my breath, but you know what? Anything can happen, and it is Christmas, and this is a time of miracles, so you know what? Maybe this book just needs a miracle to turn it around. Overall, I'd actually end up giving this one a surprisingly positive 7 out of 10. Yeah, I know, I surprised even myself. Go figure, huh?
Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, you know, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.